using local AI. If there's any little niggly things, I'll fix them manually. All right, now let me actually go to the article here. You see, just go to Watch Me, Love Semi, you pick the article. That's one AI-powered procedural animation coding complex movement in Blender. And as I said before we begin, I implore you to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments, because the more people subscribe, the more this content gets pushed out to more viewers. They join this growing community. They post their tips and tricks, or they can post requests, which I'll personally review and I'll share with everyone. I'd like to thank everybody subscribed so far last month. This is a new month, and as you guys know, all the trials and tribulations, I put them all behind me. Last month is done. Today is a new day, March 1st. On to the show, on to the intro, which is zero effort complex motion. So we're going to do animations, we're going to use AI, everything is good to go. And there's actually some tips I'll show you as well in Blender. If you remember, last few times I've done anything with AI, including Blender, Blender would kind of, what do you call it? The Blender would kind of freeze or something, and I have a fix for that one as well. And yeah, all good news all around. By the way, this tutorial, if it takes a little bit too long, I might have to take a break because the farmer is actually going to deliver his groceries. In case you don't know, the car won't start because of bad gas. So I'm not going to take a look at it until the weather warms up. So she's going to deliver sometime. It might be, hopefully it's after this tutorial is done. If it's not, I might have to take a break to go and pick up the groceries and pay her and all that stuff. So on to the show. So manual keyframing is a massive bottleneck for modern digital creators. You're likely wasting hours on repetitive bone transform movements. So traditional animation techniques are failing to keep up with demand. High-end studios now use private scripts to automate complex physics. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically do an arm. That's all we're going to do. I've done things like that before with Python scripts. So this time, as I said before, I'm not going to do it myself. I'm just going to let the AI do it. In fact, we're going to use local AI. Obviously, you can use any AI you want, but to keep things private, because as you know, I'm all about open source and privacy, we're going to keep everything local. So you can basically stop fighting your timeline and start coding your movement today. This workflow changes how you interact with 3D space forever. You need a powerful language model running on local hardware. This specific setup understands the Blender API with surgical precision. Excuse me. Mathematical precision in organic motion. Procedural animation uses math to drive every single bone calculation. It creates lifelike organic motion that looks incredibly fluid naturally. Imagine a robot arm. That's what we're going to do. Reacting instantly to environmental physics. This is possible when AI writes your complex vector transformations. All right, now on to the I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to segue into idealum.store. Store here. Store, just to remind you that I do have a novelette called The Algorithmic Serpent. It's a psychological thriller. You can pick it up right now on Amazon. This is its page, and then there's also the Research and Business Blueprint. I'll talk about both of them later at the end of the tutorial. This is my latest, greatest book. It's a guide to help you start what's wrong with my voice? Excuse me. It's a guide to help you start a business during the recession, and we're in a recession right now. So if you need a guide where to start the business, what type of business, if you need to go back to school or training to get some skills you lack, or just need a refresher, all that is in Recession Business Blueprint. Now, the difference between these two is that this one is obviously a novelette. This one is a natural book, so obviously it has way more pages. And if you have any questions, I will show you how you can contact me at the end of the tutorial. And then I have this service. It's called Temp Mail Service. I don't have an official name for it yet, but this is a service you can use for temporary email. It's 5-minute email. So I'll give you an example here. You see there's a time here, you can extend it up to 3 times. So if you refresh the page, you see it will change. Basically that's how it, and it starts again in 5 minutes. It goes on and on. So nothing is stayed. There's no logs about what you sent or whatever. Everything will just be, it's in RAM and just outputs right here immediately. So meaning that if you lose it, it's gone forever. It's nothing saved on the server. So if you guys want to see how I created this, I can show you in the backend. There's no logs or anything. I want to make it as fast as possible and useful. For this, you can use this, for example, you know those annoying, when you go, they want to do those annoying two-factor authentication or something like that. They want to email because they can send you a bunch of garbage. So you can use this. It's a one-time deal and you're done. All right, we'll come back to this later. Now back to the tutorial. I'm going to use llama.cpp, and I'm going to use, I'll show you the model I'm using. It's the I got it from Hugging Face, but I'm using the code what do you call it? Oh, I already forgot the name of it. Oh my goodness, I forgot the name of it. I forget. It's it'll come to me. Anyways, let me go start it up. So I need a terminal here. I'm going to open up the terminal, the console. You can use Ollama if you want. I'm going to use llama.cpp because it's way faster. So I'm going to go here. Okay, clear this, or clean it up first. Clear. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, and I'll show you all the prompts and everything, so we'll do this in real time. So, oh yeah, it's the Quen 3. I knew it was a Quen 3. So I'm going to make it just a few little adjustments here. I don't need 999, probably 50 is enough. Actually, this model only has 49, what do you call it? It has 49, what do you call it? What is wrong? Why can't I speak? It only has 49 GPU layers. So before I put 999, just made up a number. I just changed it here. Now you can also tweak this further by. So I'm gonna let this run. Hopefully it goes quickly because I'm running a bunch of stuff in the background. I might have to tweak this. I might have to tweak this. So hopefully it does run. So let's see what it says. Oops, that's the. Oh, I put the wrong thing. What's wrong with me today? Jeez. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me here, so I'm gonna. What is wrong with me? Yikes. I think because I had to go outside and clear snow, I was not happy about that. So the reason I had to go clear snow was because the reason I had to clear snow was because it snowed last night. And because the farmer is coming, I don't want to, slip or something like that. Now this might take a while because there's a lot of stuff going on right now. I have OBS running. I have the social Ninja stream. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. I should have maybe started this earlier. And I gave it a big enough context. The context might be way too big for what I want. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. So I'm also live streaming to multiple platforms. I am also doing some other stuff. I'm also testing out another microsite I'm testing out as well. So I might not have enough RAM or anything like this. So if this doesn't work, I'll just show you what I did to get everything up and running. Hopefully it does work. I just need to get started. I think the context size might be a little bit too big. Let me see how much RAM it's using here. I'll go to the monitor. This might take a while. I should have started this earlier. Okay, so it's already using the swap space, so that's not a good sign. Yeah, that's not a good sign. I might have to stop this. Yeah, that's definitely not a good sign. It's using the swap space already. Yeah, that's a good sign. Hopefully, okay. And I don't see it going. I don't see it moving here. So this might take way too long. I might have to stop this and make the context size smaller. Normally this is fast, but I said because I'm doing so much stuff and I can't stop it. It's important because I lost some time. Okay, so I think I'll let it go for a little bit. Hopefully, okay. Yeah, so this is the part that's slow. Hopefully this continues going fast, and we'll finish. I'll let it go. Hopefully it goes quickly. Normally it's way faster than this. I said because of there's so much stuff going on. I'm basically yeah, I'm basically up to the limit with the the CPU or maybe CPU stuff. As you can see, it's already at 50%. Here, I'm already using like 50%. By the way, if you join the live chat, your live chat should appear here, along here. Yeah, you see, I'm already using a bunch of CPUs and stuff. So I said I can't stop the process I'm running. All right. So this is going to be fun. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. You see, it stopped here, and this last. So one thing I noticed about this that really irritates me is that even though I have 32 gigs of VRAM, instead of putting the model right into the VRAM, it always puts it in RAM first, and then if there's not enough RAM, it obviously is going to start using the swap space, and that ticks me off, because it's like the model is big enough to fit all of it into the VRAM. So I don't understand why it puts it in RAM first. So hopefully it doesn't take too much longer and finishes. But that always ticks me off. And as I said, like I'm not gonna overpay for RAM. I'm gonna wait until RAM prices actually go down before I because the for this system it's DDR4, so DDR4 is a dead end. So the point is that if RAM prices were high, I wouldn't mind paying for them, knowing that I'll upgrade my system. I can still use my DDR5 RAM, but I'm saying because this is DDR4, it's a dead end. So that's why it doesn't make sense for me to overpay for DDR4. Okay, so it looks like it is going. Hopefully it will. Excuse me again. I have to go grab some water. As I said, normally it doesn't take this long to start. Usually it's pretty quick. It's just because I still have so much stuff running and I can't stop it. Now maybe I should have used a smaller model, but then that would not be fair because the results would be a little bit iffy. You know what? While this guy is going, I might have to start this again. You see, as I say here, it only uses 49 layers. So there was no need to put 9999. That's why I set down to 50, which is perfectly fine. Yeah, this one might take a while. Yeah, this is the thing that ticks me off. Like I said, it loads it up into RAM first, and I said I'm limited with RAM, instead of just putting it right onto the GPU. I mean, what's the point of having a GPU then? And then when it sees that there's not enough RAM, instead of putting it on the GPU again, then it uses the swap space. Yeah, very hard. Alright, I'll let this guy run, and then I'll check back on it when it's ready. So in the meantime, while this guy is taking its sweet time, let's finish up here. Let's go back to the article. I'll show you what model and everything I have. So don't worry, the tutorial is still worth it. Don't run away. Don't click off. It's still worth it. Let's see here. Okay, that's what the. Okay, so that's about it. So I'll show you the model I used. So I'll go here to Hugging Face, huggingface.co. And I got the model from Unsleuth. So I'll just go there. So this is the model I'm using. It's a Quinn 330B, 30 billion parameter model, A3B instruct 2507. So and the version I got was the Q5 quant size 5, which is this one 5-bit, and I got the I've got the Q5, yeah, UD Q5 KXL. So you can see here its size is 21.7 gigabytes. Now I have 32 gigabytes of VRAM. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why I didn't just put it on all of it onto the VRAM instead of wasting time by using the slow swap space and the. Now here's the thing that really irritates me even more. So you see here the entire swap space is 16.3 gigabytes. So I'll tell you why this ticks me off. So of my I have 32 gigs of RAM of RAM. Now because I have an integrated graphics, 4 gigs of that is reserved for the integrated graphics. That means I only have 28 gigs of RAM. Now the 28 gigs of RAM is not quite true because, as I said before, I'm running OBS, I'm running a whole bunch of other applications, browser windows, testing a website, social media stream, all that stuff, multi-streaming as well. So obviously that uses some, and obviously GNOME desktop is pretty heavy, all of that. So what I did was I took 16 gigs of the remaining RAM and I used ZRAM. So what ZRAM does is it compresses things that go into it, and so it's and then it compresses it aggressively, so that way it can avoid using a swap file. So the problem is, you can see it's using, as we say here, 16.8 or 17. So I'm guessing it's also probably going to use some of the swap file itself, because the size is 21.7 gigabytes. And as I said before, that's one of the problems I have with this. The way these models are loaded is that it wants to use RAM. I said normally, yes, you'd have a lot more RAM than you have VRAM, but I said in my particular case, I actually have more VRAM than I do RAM. So I'm not able to take full advantage of, obviously, this type of models, but it is worth the wait. If this is taking too long, I might have to, I'll show you what the results were and how to fix them. So you know what, let me, whenever this guy finishes, so the problem with this guy is that it's using, you see this part here when it says CPU mapped, even though it's only 200 megabytes, that's the slow one, because when it does that, it's going to use the slowest process possible, meaning it's actually using the swap file. So even if you're just using a very little bit of that's why the CPU stuff here is high. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why it's doing this. It should just put it onto the VRAM, and then that will be better. Okay, you know what? I'll let this guy go, and what I'll do, I'll show you the results, because I do have an MD markdown file that was generated, and I'll open that markdown file up, and I'll show you what it looks like, and then we can actually go from there instead. So I think I'll open it up in what should I open up in? Should I open it up in? Oh, okay. I'm gonna open it up in. So it looks like this guy went down a little bit, but this is still way too slow. And the CPUs, you can see this one is already at 90 something. Anyways, so I'm gonna open this up. I'm not sure what application I should use. Does the text editor look good? I don't know if it does syntax highlighting. I can't even read that. Yeah, I can't read that one. Let me see what this looks like in Guinea. Oops. That's not what I wanted. Let's see what this looks like. Open with. Let's see what it looks like in Guinea. Hopefully it has some syntax highlighting. Okay, that Guinea is a little bit Guinea is a little bit better. So I'll show you guys Guinea here. Make sure I don't do anything too stupid. Alright, so what I did was I got this AI to generate code, the code for me, and then I had to fix the code. So I think what I'll do is, as I said, since it's taking its sweet time, I'll just copy this into Blender, then we'll fix it, because I said it doesn't make sense to wait and I do not know why it's taking so long. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, so basically that's what I said, it's a waste of time. I don't know why it puts the stuff into RAM first instead of just putting it on straight onto the GPU. It doesn't make any sense. Now I think it's because it's meant for consumer, or basically your local desktop or PCs, where normally, as I said before, you have more RAM than you have VRAM. I'm the special case where it's the opposite. So I guess that's the fastest way to do it. But what I'm saying is that it should give me an option. Okay, so this was the code that was generated. I asked it to generate the code, and I said whenever this guy finishes, I'll show you what it's capable of doing. So I'm just gonna this is the Social Ninja stream. So I'll just copy this code here, and I'll open up Blender. So put it here, and I'll open up Blender, and we can get started. Okay, so this is Blender. I'm gonna open up the scripting tab. Come on. What's wrong with Blender too? Jeez. It's the problem with Wayland. It's so annoying. Okay, so this is Blender. You just simply go to the scripting tab. Scripting workspace. So here we are. You click on new, then you paste the code in there. Okay. Now I'm going to take a look at the code. I don't know if it deletes the default one. Oh yeah, it does. It does delete the default stuff. So remember, we have the default cube here. So then what you do is back to the scripting part here. Then you click on the run button, and it looks like it found an error here, but I don't think the error affects its animation or anything. So let's go take a look at it. So now I'm going to go back to the layout tab here, and as you can see, let me zoom in a little bit. You can see it put the bones here, but it didn't put the bones the proper way. But I believe the animation does work. So let's play the animation. Yeah, so you see it does do the animation. So that was generated by local AI, this particular model. It generated something like that. Now, so it made a few mistakes. First of all, the bones are not connected with each other, they're completely separate, which doesn't make sense, because they're supposed to be, this bone is connected to this bone, this top tip here is connected here, this tip here. You get the point. So what I'm saying, it did the animation, and it's a good start. Now, there are two ways to fix this. One is obviously you can go into the code and then put this here, put this here, put this here, and whatever. So that's one way to do it. Now, before we do that, I need to show you guys this trick, which I just did actually, I think just today, or was it yesterday, one of those days. So you go to Edit menu, you go to Preferences. This is for Blender 5.0. Okay, so in Blender 5.0, you click on System, and you see system, it says cycles, render, devices. So even though I have ROCm 6.4 installed, because my GPU it doesn't have RDNA, it's not supported even though ROCm is installed. The reason for that is because AMD, not a big surprise, used to have, it still does OpenCL, but it was very buggy, so Blender just removed it. So they only support the RDNA cards and up. So, but that's not this tutorial. What I want to show you guys, what I want to show you, when it says here display graphics, you see the back end. You have two options. You have OpenGL and Vulkan. So I believe in Blender 5 the default is Vulkan. However, you have to be careful when you have multiple devices, because you see here under devices, one of the reasons I remember showing you guys it was always crashing all the time. The reason for that was because it was using the first device, which is this one here. It was an auto. So auto was picking this first device, which is the integrated graphics. You don't want that. Remember, I'm using the integrated graphics to power the 4K monitor, this 1080p which I'm recording on. I'm also doing OBS, the stream and the recording. So you don't want that. So I wanted to pick this Vega 20. That's the dedicated one. So I just did that manually. That's what I want to show you guys. And I think there's a save button here somewhere. There might be a save button here. So that make sure you do that. Now I'm gonna leave this here so you can compare with when the code is fixed. So next we'll go back to the scripting tab. Scripting tab here. Delete that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste in the fixed code so you guys can see what the it's going to fix the I'm going to fix that particular code. I'll paste it here. I think it's going to delete it, and let's click run, and you can see there's no errors, right? So now if we go back to our layout, where's our layout here, you can see this is what it's supposed to look like. You see how all the bones are supposed to be attached to each other. Now if we play the animation, look what happens. See, that's the way the code is supposed to be, right? So now the fix is pretty simple. Obviously, you just need to know what you just need to know what. Like I said, you could tell it did a okay job, at least a good starting job. But I was saying the bones were not attached to each other, like this, and this. So that's how to fix the code. Now, if you really want to improve the code, there are other things you can do as well. But I think this is good enough for the story. I don't want this to take too long. Yeah, so that's basically it. I just wanted to show you that it's supposed to be a robotic arm, and that's it. The AI still hasn't started, so yeah, I don't know what else to show here. I was going to show you the prompts and everything. Let me see if I can actually stop this. I'm going to stop Blender. Do not save. I'm going to see if I can maybe make the context a little bit smaller, or maybe that will get it to work. So I'm going to stop this. Yeah, it stopped. I'm going to see there's a prompt I used to create a screenshot. Maybe that prompt will work. Give me a second. Where did I grab it from? Oh yeah, I do have a quick prompt that will get it to run very quickly. Let me see where that prompt is. I made sure to save it, but where did I put it? That's a problem. I don't remember. Let me see if it's in my AI. Hopefully it's in my AI one. So the llama here. I think next time what I'll do is I'll make sure to save. Oh, I think this is it. Oh, for screenshots, here we go. This one loads up. This one should load up much faster. I just dropped the. Oh yeah, here we go. I do have a specific prompt that should load much faster. Oops, that's not what I wanted. That's not the code. This is what I was saying. Like a dislike. This is why I dislike Z. Is that such a pain in the butt to do? Okay, so press enter. This one should load much faster. This is what I use to create the screenshots because I don't want to wait. So you see the context size is set to 512. That should be enough. And what else did I do here? Again, the graphic layer is set to 50. And what else did I do here? Oh yeah, I put option no memory map and mlock, so meaning that this will prevent it from putting stuff into RAM. It should go. It should just as quickly as possible dump everything onto the VRAM. So this one should go much faster. If I see back the monitor here. Yeah, you see it is going much faster here because the context size. So yeah, I don't want it to use because it doesn't make sense. I said I have the VRAM there for a reason. It should dump everything onto VRAM. So this should go much faster. Yeah, you can see you see the speed difference here. It's way faster. Now the context is going to be small, but that's fine because I think I'm only going to ask it 3 things. So yeah, you see it's ready, just like that. Where there's a will, there's a way, and you can see the CPU stuff is much less. And yeah, so there we go. So I'm going to close this now. We're perfectly fine. And if you guys are new here or you haven't been here for a while, my GPU, I finally put the systemd service so it will run. I don't have to I'm no longer manually doing it. It ramps up by itself. In fact, I've set that much lower as well. Alright, so now let's go to, I think I should be able to do it here as well. Yeah, you know what, I'm going to use this browser. I'm going to use this browser now and for this. So it's, I don't know if it works, local host, what was it, 8081, does that work? Oh, it does. Okay, good. I'm gonna put another browser. Okay, so this is the first time you see it loaded up the model, and that's perfectly fine. Now I'm gonna show you the prompts that I used so you guys can follow along as well. Okay. So the first thing I did was I gave it a system prompt. Okay, so you can just, in here, you just give it the system prompt and you tell it you are an elite technical architect for Blender 5.0. Important, always prioritize keyframe baking over frame changes, handlers for stability. When asked for animation scripts, use pb.keyframe_insert with a frame loop. Acknowledge with environment ready. And you see it says environment ready. Now remember, the context size I made it very small because I said I'm only going to ask it 3 questions. The reason I always had a bigger context size is because, for example, if you're writing a book, you ask it different things and you go back and forth several times. But this one is just a simple one. So as I said, there's literally only asking it 3 things. So it's 512 should be more than enough. Okay, next I'm going to give it instructions. So the instructions read okay, I guess I'm going to go too fast there. So I'm going to read it here. The instructions are, I'm running Quinn 330B A3B instruct 205UD what is it, Q5K whatever XLGGF on a local Llama server from Fedora 43. Well, basically I'm giving you my system specs. Then I said provide the optimal NUMA threads batch size parameters for this welcome-based environment, explain how to maximize token throughput for script generation, format the response as a bash execution command. So you can see it's doing, what in the world is it doing? I think it's hallucinating. Okay, that's definitely hallucinating. Whoa, okay, that is definitely, okay, it's basically hallucinating. So so it's hallucinating. All right, it's basically hallucinating, but yeah, okay, it's definitely hallucinating. And you can see the fine just came out. Let me see if it actually did something way up here. Okay, so it did. You see, it did give us what you should run. You see, it's telling us to use map1, f memory 0, all this stuff. So it did this part. It did pretty well. So, but I said I'm 32. I'm actually surprised because it has 49. Yeah. So let me see what it says for the context size. Max context 8192. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so you can basically, I'm telling it what is the best options for itself, and this is what it gave me. So now, if you guys remember, when I downloaded this model, I just used the ones that the trainer suggested, and yeah. So, but I said you can use all this stuff here. I'm not going to use 12 threads. That doesn't make any sense because, as you guys know, I said I'm running OBS. I'm running a whole bunch of other stuff. Yeah, so that's not gonna work. I also don't use port 8080 because I said I do a lot of tutorials, so I do use port 8080 for something, so I always use 8081 or something like that as well. So what is going on here? Do I have to restart? Are you done? Oh look, okay, that actually did finish. Okay, I don't know why it came up with this stuff. All right, now I'm actually gonna, is it still going or is it done? Okay, so I'm not sure if it's done. Oh, look at this. So my 512 is fine. I still have more. Okay, so now I'm going to ask it something else. Where is the fan still pop? Oh my goodness, it's still going on. I might have to stop this. Okay, so I think I need to stop this guy. Yeah, I need to stop this. Yeah, so I'm going to stop that run. Yeah, I'm going to stop that one because it started hallucinating. It normally doesn't. I think it's because I didn't give it enough context size. But yeah, so that was odd. All right. So then, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to give it the next prompt, which is the task, and see how that does. I'm hoping it has enough context to remember everything. Oh, it does. Okay, good. So this one is generate a complete self-contained Python script for Blender 5.0. Logic flow, initiate, delete main rig as it exists. Create new armature named main rig with 5 bonds on a vertical chain. Edit mode, animate, switch to pause mode, loop frames 1 to 120. Calculation set rotation underscore mode to XYZ. Use math.sin for rotation underscore Euler square bracket 0. Baking, use pb.keyframe underscore insert parentheses data underscore path equals double quotes rotation underscore Euler and double quotes comma index equals 0 comma frame equals f and close the parentheses. Critical constraints: use obj.pose.bones for animation, not obj.data.bones. Do not use matrix multiplications. All .2 underscore 4x4 parentheses conversations. Do not truncate the code. End the script with the exact string. Print script successful. Output the full script now. Start from import bpy. I hear someone. Just give me a second. I think the farmer might be here. Oh yeah, she is. Okay. know what I realized? No, I'll tell you what happened. I found out in last year, the day that I was doing. So they implemented this thing where you send a text message to change the email, it changes the words for you.
No.
Yes. So what happens?
So can I see your text compared to my text?
No, I'm saying it changes, but
It changes automatically.
no. No, so I'll tell you what happened. So when I type something like when I said my car, well, my car doesn't start. So I requested delivery.
Yes.
16.
16 pounds.
Yes. So what happened was I saw it said delivery, right? And then obviously I hit send. What I didn't know is that it actually used the word delivery, and then no, because
I'm getting my phone. Let me go up.
yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so I said,
Oh my.
yeah. No, there was a long day,
Yes.
and when I wanted to tell, I let them know.
Yeah.
So I guess they must have got much of those to write them. So the next day, when I went to fill up, I opened and I see all this running down, one of the heads still right off. And I'm like, something was happening to everything. There's something called up, there's wrong with.
So something that came in like.
No, nothing came in. I think I said they made a hole in the shelf pen.
Yeah.
That's the hole that they see. And I think the drop came in and they didn't go for one place and like just swing it around the corner. So just right into the other there and the rest of the door.
Yeah, well, not so much in the car master. Probably better gas. I'm pressing 16 grams.
Yes, I said I'm requesting a delivery.
Oh, are you
Well,
kidding
when
me?
you move the word delivery, you know, my friend alerted me to that because
She's your work, she's your work. I just cleared the driveway. Anytime you want to work for me.
yeah, I see that even that. I said, anytime you can deliver works for me.
I
When you
can't,
move-
I can't believe that. I'm
No.
not saying you're lying to me,
No,
but
no,
I
I-
can't believe that.
No, the quick picture that I was thinking, why is she? Because when you were saying like, oh yeah, everybody, you need this, you're thinking, yeah.
Sorry, Mr. President, I'm not going to say it, but anytime I'm in, don't worry, you're welcome. I'll touch you on your no. Very good, no worries. Oh my God. That's just my kids live with took our kids out for a while. So that's not possible, let me know.
Yeah, no. My friend actually let me that last year because she told me her wife friends when they send her messages, this system where I guess if anything is suggested, they automatically do it. So when she learned me that, that's why I was like, something has happened to you as well. Because I was like, I think it's trying to fix a ground or something, and that's like, I was like, come on! It's like, yeah, because but if I make a mistake, you know, like when the work, when you open the work document, you make a mistake, it shows you the mistake is wrong or something, then it's you who decides to make
Yes.
the change.
What's that? I have no idea. That really piques my interest now. I'm gonna be thinking about that and doing a little bit of research.
Yeah, thank you.
You're walking over every time.
All right, that is the weird. Oh, it's cold. Oh, it's cold. Ah, yeah. Okay. Ah, yeah, it's cold. Woo, where were we? Okay, so let's look at this code. Sorry about that. This is the weirdest. Is this the code in here? I did see it. Okay, so it looks like it poly hallucinated as well. Okay, no, that's not it. Where is the code? I did see it printing code. Oh, here it is. Okay, so it did put some code here, and okay, yeah. So it did provide some code, but then it looks like it. Yeah, it started hallucinating here as well. And I said that's probably because the context is a little bit small, but it did produce the code, and we did fix it. So I cannot. The last prompt was to ask it to also do a some HTML. So let's try that as well. So basically what I'm telling it is to use what is it here, generate a complete self-contained HTML5 to preview the exported whip animation GLB file, logic flow setup, use 3JS and GLTF loader via stable CDNs, that's the content delivery networks. Scene, implement a dark themed scene with basic lighting and central camera. Animation, initialize a 3-dot animation mixer to play all the clips from GBL automatically. Loop using request animation frame and 3-dot clock to update the mixer delta. Critical constraints, output only the raw HTML/JavaScript code. Ensure the script is non-truncated and fully functional, and the file with the exit tag, the HTML closing. So this is obviously messed up here as well. It's completely hallucinating, so I'm just going to stop this because it's just going to destroy my and it's just going to go on forever. So as I said, again, I can't stop what I'm running here. There's a whole bunch of stuff running going on, so I can't stop it. So that's it. So that's it. And I said you guys saw the fixes and all that. So now what I'm going to show you, should I show you this? Should I even bother? Should I go ahead? Should show you guys? So yeah, so basically you can get it to also run it into the into the web, Now of course let's see here. You can now. I'm going to show you something interesting. I don't know if I should actually do this. Now we can also get this to instead of using, so this is the web UI, we can also do this inside Blender, and I'll show you how we can do that. So I'm going to stop this. Now because we're running the server, we can instead of getting the web UI and copying the code into Blender, what we can do is in Blender, we can open up Blender, go to the scripting tag, and get because Python is built into Blender, get it to actually communicate with the model llama.cpc server. Remember it has this like chat completion stuff like this, so it can communicate automatically as well. So that's what we're going to do next. So I'm going to open up Blender. Okay, open up Blender again. Some reason you always have to make it full screen. Blender frozen? What's going on here? You have to make it full screen and then make it smaller. So I'll do it here. Okay, that's good enough. Now we go back to the scripting tab. Scripting here, and click new. And this time I'm going to delete this guy here because we don't need it. Okay, so now I'm going to put code in here. What this code is going to do is it's going to call, remember our server is running here in case if you guys want to see it here. Okay, it is running. Come to us again, this what is it, what do you call it? I think here, pause. Oh, that's Twitch. Oh, Twitch was playing. Okay, good. Is that Twitch or Kick? That was Twitch. Okay. So, where am I here again? Oh, we don't need that. minimize. Okay, so I'm going to I'm going to paste some code in here, and basically what this code, you guys have seen this before. It's very similar to an older tutorial I did. Oh yeah, the one where I got Blender to, I think, do a bunch of cubes from again, to call the llama.cpp server. So I'm going to copy this, paste it in here. Oh, don't worry, I'll read it to you guys. So basically, let's go all the way up here. As you can see, I'm importing the Blender Python module as usual. Importing request because it's going to request it from the server, and we're going to use JSON. So we're going to communicate with JSON. You see the URL of the server is 8081. Remember I said 8081. And then /v1/chat/completions written right here. See this right here, and you see, and then the model name is a Qwen330B. You know, the model, it's already loaded, and then the user prompt is going to be create a vertical chain of 5 bonds named main rig. Delete any existing main rig. In the edit mode, parent each bond to a previous one to form a chain. In the pose mode, animate 120 frames using a sine wave with a phase offset for each bond. Use rotation _ Euler square bracket 0 equals math.sine frame times 0.1 minus I times 0.5. Use keyframe _ insert to bake the animations. Right? So there we go. And for the system prompt, it's your Blender 5.0 Python expert. Output only raw executable code, no markdown, no explanations. You must parent the bonds in the edit mode if I is greater than 0. B parent equals bonds square brackets I minus 1 and square brackets parentheses. Rule number 3 is you must use a phase offset I times 0.5 in the math.sin to create a wave. Avoid repetitive matrix math. Use direct Euler attributes. Ensure the script is complete and end with the print done. That's it. Now I'm going to paste this in here and I'll show this to you. Oh, I already did. Sorry. So I'm going to run this. Where's run? Run. So I'm going to hit run, and you guys are going to see here. You can check out here what it's doing. You see this? It says prompt done. Was that the old one or the new one? I'm not sure. Oh, Blender is not responding. It still says Blender is not responding. Okay, I'll just say wait. I thought that Vulkan thing would have fixed that one. I'll just hit wait. I think you have to do this 3 or 4 times. Oh, something that happened here. Wait. So something did happen here, as you can see. Wait again. Another one. Wait. So something happened here as well. Oh, it's done. See, it says done here. So let's go and see what it did. So I'm going to go back to layout tab. Where's layout? Layout, and I don't see, pretty sure I don't see anything here. And pretty sure I don't see anything here unless I'm crazy. Yeah, so I don't see it. It's supposed to be 120 frames, but this looks like more than 120 frames. Yeah, that's way more than 120 frames. So that didn't do what it was supposed to do. Unfortunate. But it was able to communicate, as you saw here. You see, it was able to complete the task. Unfortunately, because I told it not to output anything, so I'm not sure what went wrong, and I don't know what happened there. But we can, as you guys saw the fixed code, we're able to get it up and running. Anyway, so that's the tutorial. I'm pretty excited that I actually have food now for like 2 weeks plus, and yeah, I don't know if you guys had the conversations having with the with the farmer when she came by, so that was awesome. All right, so now I will do yeah, let's finish this tutorial up. This is taking way longer than I expected, so I'm going to close Blender here, do not save, and here you can just press Ctrl C to get rid of the to stop it. I mean the Llama server. Okay, so I think I talked about this. Yeah, so we go. So I do know what to talk. Did I segue? Yes, I did segue. So I do have books. They're available on Amazon. You can search for Editor Jumbo. The links are in the description. I do have courses on ojamboshop.com. The link is also in the description. And if you want one-on-one services, you can tutorials. You can contact me on ojambo.com/contact. If you prefer, if you want consultation services, ojamboservices.com/contact. Now, I already showed you this procedural workflow benefits: speed, time saved over manual keyframes, 10 times faster, quality, curve, smoothness, and accuracy, as you saw when we actually fixed it. It was pretty nice, mathematical. A monthly API or cloud fees, 0. Okay, and then scaling content for global studios. This setup allows you to compete with massive animation houses. Your home workstation becomes a powerful house for high-end digital content. Do not let outdated workflows limit your creative potential today. Adapt the local AI revolution to dominate the 3D industry. Combination of Python and Blender is a lethal skill. Companies are searching for artists who can code their scenes. You're now equipped to build the future of media. Go forth and create something the world has never seen before. Alright, so with that said, I do have some other recommended resources. I'm going to talk about the Research and Business Blueprint and the Algorithmic Serpent. So I do have a copy of the Algorithmic Serpent right here. It's a novelette, and you see it's by me, Editor Jumbo. It's available on Amazon right now. It's about an AI scientist who creates an AI system and loses his mind, so he has to gain control of his mind and the system. This is the back. This is a novelette. It's mostly at cost. Pick it up if you have the means, meaning that it's mostly printing and shipping the cost and storage cost for the ebook version. I'll talk about the ebook version in a second. If I go back here, you see what happened. I also have this temporary email, and you can see the session expired. So you refreshed again, you see you get a new email, and it waits for another 5 seconds. You can extend this one up to 3 times. So you use this when you need a temporary email, and you can see it's idealm.space. 5-minute email. I don't have a name for it yet, so I'm not even sure if it's going to stay on this particular domain, but that's it for now. There's about and a privacy policy as well. Okay, and then if you guys remember, there was also idealm.store. That's where I talked about this algorithmic serpent. This is the novelette. It has its own dedicated little micro site, and then the Research and Business Blueprint, which I'm going to talk about right now. So the Research and Business Blueprint, that's a guide to help you start a business during a recession. We're in a recession right now, so whether you want to start your own business, it could be a delivery business, it could be maybe you're programming, maybe something to do with AI. I'm not telling people, by the way, some people think I'm telling people to quit their jobs and do something in AI. That's wrong. I'm just saying that you can do whether it's passive income or full-time, that's all up to you. You can start a business right from home. I started my business in a condo. I used the solarium. It's not even a full room. And that's how I became successful as a programmer, So my point is that you have options how to start a business, but this is a guide to help you start, get started with the business. You can pick it up right now on Amazon. Now, for all my books, I do have the ebook versions, and if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can get the ebooks for free, or at least read them for free. If you have any questions, I'll show you how you can contact me. Give me a few minutes. This is my bio. I'm a software engineer. I'm also an author, and hopefully this year I'll be an influencer. And you can explore my book page on Amazon. So I have programming books. I'll obviously this book, The Algorithmic Serpent, and the Recession Business Blueprint as well. The link is in the description as well. And if you need support, you can contact me at jamboservices.com for whether it's tutorials, consultations, or programming needs as well, or setup. I run Linux. I've been running it full-time since 2008. Yeah, January 1st, 2008. I've been just using Linux full-time on my laptops, my desktops, everything. Technically, my phone too. Actually, my phone does have Linux as well. Obviously, it's Android, which uses the Linux kernel as well. I'd rather have a full Linux phone, but we're not there yet. And then, if you're ready to learn, ojamboshop.com for the online courses. And then this comment form here, you're free to use it. It stays up 14 days after an article goes live. So for example, we talked about today Blender, we talked about the Python, we talked about AI, how to integrate them all together. For example, we just use the web UI for llama.cpp and then copy the stuff over into Blender scripting workspace. Or we can also go to Blender scripting workspace and request something directly from Llama, the Llama server, whatever model you decide to use. Now, do not take this tutorial as a failure. I said, like, I'm running some things which I cannot stop, testing things as well, so I cannot stop them. But you can definitely use the you can use the model at its full potential. I had to tweak it down, so that's why you saw some errors and stuff like that. But it's actually a pretty good model. Otherwise, I would have removed it. It's a pretty good model. I had to drop down the context, and I wanted to push it straight to the VRAM instead of leaving it on in RAM, because that's slow. That's slowest. Okay, and then the best way to contact me is to use the contact forms. You can use the contact forms at ojambo.com/contact, ojamboservices.com/contact, and ojamboshop.com/contact. And if you want to follow me, these are the channels: Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute, YouTube, Kick, and Twitch. I live stream to them every single day at 2 p.m. Eastern. If you're including right now, I'm live streaming to all those. Okay, I also would like to implore you to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments. The more people subscribe, the more the algorithm sends it out to more viewers. Those viewers join this growing community. They can post tips and tricks, or they can post their requests, which I'll personally review and I'll share with everyone. For example, this series was inspired by viewers, just like you. One viewer wanted me to do more game assets because I was doing Blender 3D stuff, but after I did 102, I kind of wasn't sure where to go with it. But when the person suggested, hey, game assets, I'm like, oh yeah, that's actually pretty good, because instead of just something to wow on the web, game assets actually pretty good, because nobody's doing that, so that's why I started doing that. Okay, and then I'm going to scroll back up here, and yeah, I think that's any of this are pretty good. I think this is fine here. So if you want to see what's upcoming, you simply go to ojambo.com, watch menu live summary, and you see we just finished this tutorial. And these are the ones that are upcoming. We have this, you guys are going to love this, all of this stuff you guys are going to love. There's like something in the Raspberry Pi, and more, some more AI stuff as well. For example, we're going to use Vulkan. We're going to compare Vulkan to RockM, and you're going to see that the bugs in RockM actually hold it back. If you ever wondered why NVIDIA's CUDA is so much better than RockM, you understand why when you actually see this tutorial. And that's why I'm really rooting for Vulkan. And then, yeah, we're going to see some privacy containers here, Home Lab, and yeah, so you guys will enjoy that. Be sure to join tomorrow as well. Okay, so with that said, I don't see anything in the live chat except for the usual. Let me actually go to Kick here. Yeah, the usual, spam text from Kick. That's it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm not gonna do a live stream tonight because I have a lot of stuff I gotta do. But I'm hoping now that I'm kind of settled, like I have my groceries for 2 weeks, I can settle in, and I think maybe by tomorrow I should start doing a few night streams, maybe once every 2-3 days or so, just for you guys. If you guys have a particular topic, I do have a lot of stuff I want to talk about, but I said, for example, even the glasses are still sitting. I haven't done an unboxing of them, so maybe we'll do that tomorrow or something.